Cool, cool, cool. All right, welcome everyone to another general meeting for February the 2nd, so 2222. First off, we're gonna have shout outs like we do every week. So we want to give a special shout out today for Brandon. Thank you for going to the lab and working with structures this Saturday. I know you were there for a while working on the boat tail. I know you're going to show some pictures later in the update. It looks really cool. I can't wait to see the final product. Shout out to Alex Blake. He recently got a full-time offer, and yeah, we can all clap for him. Yeah, he's been so valuable this year. Last year as chief engineer, of course, and before that, but this year as an advisor, helping recovery and everyone else, he's been amazing. Also, shout out to Scott. Recovery, my brother Carlos posted a picture and a problem he needed to get solved in the general chat. And then you can see the picture on the right there of an integral he just solved, saying that it was super easy out of nowhere. And that's actually just one page. There's 2 pages. So thank you, Scott. And then shout out to Ravi and Haley. So last Thursday, and we'll talk about that later on too, for the bake sale. It was a huge success. This is the first time we've done that all year, not just for SCR, for AIAA. And of course, during the pandemic, but it doesn't count. And they did an amazing job. They were there from the very beginning. They got there like 10 a.m. at the lab, and they stayed until 3. We sold out. We made a lot of money, and we'll see too later on how that's going to help us out for the rest of the year.
And to Urban's surprise, I'm shouting him out too. He puts in a lot more work than you guys see behind the scenes. He's put together the whole competition, budget and planning and all that stuff. He's been really killing himself behind the scenes for you guys. So big shout out to him.
All right, so let's get into the announcements and deadlines. First up is Coachella. So everyone has heard of Coachella? The Zoom. Oh, okay.
What's that?
Coachella. If you don't know what Coachella is, it's the official Space City Rocketry Music Festival that we're gonna have. Unfortunately, it was gonna be this Thursday, and we had to move it to next Tuesday because of the weather. And I think it's gonna be a huge success. We have a lot of people who are gonna be performing, specifically Sat Allen, and Alex is in the team. He's in the band. They're gonna be performing. I love their music. You can check them out on Spotify. They're great. Along with Coldwater, also Joaquin Silva, an SCR member, DGS and Cherry Bluff. And then we also have Cook Radio there helping them out. It will be this March 1st, so next Tuesday, starting at 4 p.m. It is by CV1 and CV2. It's at Lynn Park. You can just show up. You'll probably see it if you're walking by campus and you'll hear the music. Pre-sale tickets are now live. So if you want to buy them right now, you can just scan that QR code right now, or you can also pay at that PayPal you see there. I think it's going to be amazing. All the funds we make are going to go to SCR, not only for this year, but hopefully for future competitions. And this is something we want to do every year from now on. I know that other organizations have like events, like the chili cook-off. We want to make this our thing for AIAA. Where every year people look forward to this. We can get other engineering orgs hopefully in the future. So if you want to help this be a huge success, I just advise anyone to just share it with your friends, family. Not only can UH students go, but anyone else can too. So we can't wait. And then if you want to volunteer to help out, just because I know a few other people who were going to volunteer before are going to be busy, just send me a message on the Discord. And then I can add you to the group me where we're all the volunteers are in. That also means that there will not be a general meeting next week. But you can also see the poster there. We're gonna try to get some posters up around campus sometime this week. But all right, next up. So other updates. There's a lot to talk about today. The first one being the lab rules. We have officially now not requiring any COVID tests every 2 weeks or at all to attend the lab. Although we still want to advise people to just get tested just in case, and also keep wearing masks and log in and out wherever you're at the lab. If it starts getting crowded and there's no need for anyone to be on top of each other, just distance yourself. Especially now, since a lot of like the hands-on work is going to start happening, and people are going to be working next to each other. We advise that. As I mentioned earlier, no general meeting next Tuesday at all. Also, the motor casing for Zenith is at the lab. Everything along with its hardware is at the lab. So now we're just waiting for the airframes, and we're waiting for everything else to arrive so we can test fit things, see what we got to drill any holes, see what how the MMM is going to fit in there. And then once we have all those things together, along with the fence, we can send it to IA Coating so they can give it a nice paint job that can help us to competition. As I mentioned earlier, the bake sale was a huge success. It's just getting us one step closer to be able to go to competition. And after that day, I felt so confident that we will be going to competition and be able to pay off for around like 14 members to go and compete. And with that said, I think we should do it more often. Right now, the dates that I have planned are for March 10th, the 17th, and the 31st. And I want other volunteers other than just the sub-team leads. Yes?
You mean those are options for the next bake sale, or those are each going to be a bake sale?
Those are options. So if we want to, okay, well, actually, the 10th and the 17th are like one of the two we have to do. And then on the 31st. So every other week, I think, would be good right now. Because remember, we're not only trying to raise money for this competition, but also next year. 17th is spring break? All right. Thank you for letting me know. So the 10th. So the 10th and the 31st. Next dates for the bake sale. And we do need volunteers. So if you're not a sub-team lead and you want to just help out, yeah, you want to volunteer? Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, so just send me a message also, and we'll now that we have the groundwork of how to actually conduct actually have the bake sale, it will be a lot smoother. So I can't wait for that. Also, thank y'all so much for everyone who helped out with the progress reports for Spaceport. It was very long. There were so many questions, so many technical things, and everyone came through, answered those questions, and they were great. I know there's also like the sub-team progress reports that we have inside of SCR. Gustavo and I have to read through those and just, double check everything, get feedback. But thank you all. I just want to give everyone a clap for that. And then next up, for next time, so not this upcoming week, but the one after, we'll be talking more about the project manager and chief engineering. We'll do kind of like an info session or an interest form to see who is interested and who wants to run for it for next year. It works a lot different than AIAA, so we'll mention exactly the whole process. And also with sub-team leads is something Gustavo and I have to discuss, but that might be an option. No clear answer for that right now. And then also about competition. We'll be talking more about the budget, more about who's going, how we're gonna determine who's going, and so on. So just watch out for that. Now we have Ravi, you wanna come up here? He's gonna talk about a little idea he had.
All right, hello everyone. My idea to fundraise was to have a little raffle for an Arduino kit. Here. My idea was $5 a ticket, and you are allowed to submit multiple entries. So I brought some paper here if anyone's interested in winning this exclusive Arduino starter kit. If you could just include your name, your contact info, and the way you paid on your ticket, then that would be great. Obviously, our proceeds will go to funding competition all the travel fees and everything related to that. And I'll choose the winner at next week's meeting. So if you have like a spare piece of paper or I have paper up here, then feel free to fill that out and then hand it to me. You can also pay, or you can pay through these 5 different ways: cash, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Zelle. Yeah, so if you would like to participate, please note and hand me your ticket. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, sub team updates. Yeah, who's me? Who's talking on there? Dang. All right, he's muted. Also, I did just found out about a mistake I made earlier. I said sing in and out instead of sign in and out. I apologize about that.
That works.
Oh, let's see what y'all want to sing. That's fine too. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so for analysis this past week, we completed our progress report. So shout out to all my analysis homies in the crowd. Yeah, good job. Thanks to Gustavo, we got some new information, the material properties specifically for our carbon fiber fins from the vendor. So we were able to update our divergence and flutter values and also getting, I guess, much better values once we increase the thickness. And for spaceport, our divergence and flutter values were better than expected. So we'll continue to work on that and try and optimize so that we don't really have to worry about those 2 things. This coming week, we're beginning work on our Zenith questions and data sheet. So just providing justification for design decisions, some CFD projects, thanks to Nico and his amazing abilities. And then the software trade study, because we want to determine what the best software is for FEA for the team going forward. And now that we've experienced at least 3 different ones, we can make a good decision on that. Yeah.
Thank you. Right. Just want to see what's next.
Okay, so for structures, as was mentioned with the shout out, Brandon, Goose, and I went to the lab Saturday and knocked out the 1/2 of the boat tail, or at least the negative for it. What you see on the pictures over here is us pretty much laying down PVA, some fiberglass pieces, and then a fiberglass layup over the pieces to go ahead and get a negative for it. And then the other half of it is prepped so we can start doing the layup to that on Friday or Saturday, depending on what ends up happening. We're still looking into the fasteners. The motor block was supposed to be with us by last week, but we won't have it probably until next week. It sounds like there was a few issues in the machining process on the last tap they were doing. And for the MMM, we need to finish a purchase order for the fins once analysis finalizes their decision. So we can go ahead and place that purchase order. And then we also need carbon fiber sheets. So we can go ahead and start getting the all that stuff in and plan out how we're going to do the MMM with a similar layup idea as the boat tail, except applied it a little bit differently. So that's what's coming up for structures.
Thank you, David. All right, Raj. Let's go with the avionics. My bad.
All right, so hi everyone. So for avionics this week, we learned how to do brass inserts. Thank you to Gustavo for helping us learn how to do that. And as you can see here in the video, we have a video of one of our members, Pablo, doing brass inserts. So it was a really helpful experience getting everyone to learn how to do brass inserts, and it's a really useful skill. Another thing we did this week in avionics is we completed the progress report. Thank you to Joe, who literally spent countless hours the past 2 nights trying to type up that progress report and get everything done on that. So thank you to Joe for that, seriously. And I would like to advise all members, avionics, to check out that progress report because there is a lot of information on there, in terms of updates and everything we've done so far. And we've also completed our purchase orders this week. We currently have $43 left in our budget, so we're right under the cutoff line, but we're still set to go for spaceport in terms of our own budget. And as for pressure testing, tomorrow at 6:30 p.m., we're going to be in Emily's lab and we're going to do pressure testing. So if anyone in avionics can make it, that would be awesome. It would be really helpful as that is going to be a major factor in determining just basically the workings of our electrical components this year. And it's going to be in student research room 1, room 532. And that's it for avionics.
Thank you, Ron.
Yeah, if you want to go and you're interested in that, just make sure you message Raj or Joe to make sure, there's not too many people going. Or
Also,
So-
quick update. I talked to Dr. Hungerford at one point, and he can help us get a vacuum chamber for future tests as well. So just keep an eye out for that, I guess.
yeah, that's good. All right. My bad. Hey, it's not skipping it, man. There we go. Payload. Bless you.
Hi guys, so this week we'll continue working on the power supply. We plan on using a single power bank to power both our LED strips and the GoPro. After looking at the battery life of the GoPro, we think it'll be best to use a power bank just because it'll ensure that it doesn't turn off and avoid mistakes happening last year. We'll be finalizing stabilization materials and methods this week just so we can get that purchase order in and purchased. There is equipment we'll be using in the lab to simulate vibrations, and we can choose any additional foam, grommets, washers, and stuff like that to dampen that. We started with stacking lenses. 400 times looks likely. There's a possibility of 600 times magnification. So on the right is the size of the GoPro sensor. I was able to find lenses that could fit over the size of the GoPro sensor. So 600 times is looking possible if we can figure it out and calculate like numerical aperture and stuff like that. Our progress report is very, very, very close to being done. I just need my members to fill out their assigned portions. And then a lesson on the biology portion of payload is coming soon. I asked payload team members what they wanted a lesson on, and they really wanted to hear about the biology portion. It'll probably be recorded or a live Zoom session, so everyone's welcome to come and learn. And then we'll be beginning test trials and tutorials in the coming future and all that stuff. And then sources are compiled in the sources folder under the payload folder in the drive, and lessons on other portions of payload as well will be coming.
Good stuff. Yeah, I was scared we're not gonna get to the 400 times magnification at the beginning, but now we might even do 600. All right, propulsion. Let's go.
So last week we had a workshop over CAD and we did some 3D modeling, and I taught people orthogonal projection, which sounds kind of scary, but all it really is making 2D faces of a 3D object. It's pretty useful because you need to make 2D sketches in CAD in order to make it 3D. So we worked on Autodesk Inventor because we thought it was pretty beginner friendly for everyone and is free for all UH students. And if y'all need help with designing anything, contact me or Ozzy. Ozzy made a video this Monday going over 3D modeling. If you weren't able to attend the lab, he's going to post it. So keep your eye out for that. Next workshop, we're going to be doing 3D printing, and we're going to learn how to import CAD files into 3D printing software. We're going to make our own models. We're going to make them really small because we're trying to get it done in 2 hours. And we're going to have multiple printers there, Ender 3s, which are pretty cool. They're at Micro Center and all that. So it's from 4 to 6, and everyone's invited to come if y'all want to. So yeah.
Recovery.
Hey everyone, so it was it was a really interesting week for recovery. Yesterday during the lab, our goal started as working on the progress report, but we got really distracted with the potential of making a calculator for the black powder charges and the CO2 systems. And that's what most of the pictures are. You can see like a quick overview of how the calculator works in that first picture there, this one here. And then here you can see Scott's beautiful integration here. This calculator would not be possible if it wasn't for Scott. So thank you, Scott. And then these pictures here, this one here is the program for the calculator that Alex wrote. And I don't know if y'all can see there, it's pretty small, but the value we got for the volume of the nose cone, or I mean the recovery bait, is really close to what I got when I did it on paper. So I think it's definitely going to be useful for not only recovery, but any other member who is building like their L2 and they would like to know exactly how much black powder they need to use for their ejection charges. And then here is like another explanation. Oops. Here's another explanation of how much black powder you need to use based on different parameters. So there's that. Yeah, we calculated the charge size to be 1.7 grams of black powder to generate 180 pounds of force, which is 1.5 times the required separation force, since we're using 3 440 shear pins, which require 120 pounds of force. Yeah, and then this picture here is just like the explanation of the formula of the nose cone. And then we used this and Scott did the math for us. So there's that. And then another shout out, I guess, to Christian, who has provided his 3D printer so we can 3D print the parachute folding jig. So hopefully we'll have that soon. And then tomorrow we are running a really scientific test on the cords using a Smith machine at the UH-Rec. Here's a representation of what that's gonna look like. You can see here that basically what we're gonna do is we're just gonna tie the cords to the Smith machine, and then we're gonna drop 300 pounds on them. And if it can withstand that, then we'll be pretty good for launch. Upcoming, the progress report. Yeah, we have to do the progress report, and that's on me. But I'll be working on that to provide all the members with more source material and information to get that done, hopefully by the end of the week. Already talked about the test, and then any other smaller tasks that we still have to do, we'll also take care of that this week. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlos. All right, now we can move on to any questions, comments, anything from anyone.
When's that meeting for the officers?
The officer info session for AIAA, yes. That will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. either on Zoom or, wait, where else?
SEC 102.
SEC 102. Honestly, I encourage everyone, even if you feel like you're not capable of doing anything right now, I feel like anyone is capable of doing something like that. Just attend, get some information. Maybe you don't want to run this year, but you want to keep an eye for that for the next year. Attend, it'll be great. Yeah. Somebody had a question in the back.
Yeah, were you guys gonna perform the experiment for the parachute?
At the rec.
At the rec.
Yeah. If they don't kick us out.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering, like, did you guys get permission for that?
If we do it really fast.
It is better to ask for forgiveness than permission if the philosopher.
Well, yeah.
We would like for like as many recovery members to be there, so that's why we decided to do it at the rec.
All right, any other questions?
We should come up with a lot of
No questions? Yeah, go Cougs. All right, if that's the case, I will see y'all at Coachella, right? Well, I won't be. I have work. I can't go. I have work.
Where do you work?
Y'all will see each other tomorrow. I will see y'all at Coachella. All right, y'all take care.